is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control? Unleashing the supreme CORSA with excellent grip and handling performance. Designed for longer mileage and extended durability. Optimum balance for your daily riding.
We welcome you once again to our 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Beginning with our quarterfinals matchups today, do or die na po tayo ngayong araw. Beginning with the Benilde Blazers going up against the Pilipinas Aguilas, first seed versus fourth seed to begin our 4-game slate today. Pinabati po ulit namin kayo na isang magandang hapon. Looking at our matchups that we have here today, Checky, Benilde going up against the Pilipinas Aguilas, followed by Shawarma Shack and Makati Circus Music Festival. Nizor Mustangs will be battling it out with CORSA Tires, and to end our evening, Statham Academy going up against the hometown Dasmariñas Monarchs. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Jaime Mandihar kasama si Chicky Reyes alongside Kate Reyes. Giving you the action live here mula sa Dasmariñas Arena in Dasmariñas City, Cavite. Yung special natin na ngayon, Chicky, really playoffs na. Dito na naman tayo nagkita muli.
Loaded yung ating torneo. 8 days lang yung competition. Nandito na tayo sa round, as you mentioned, knockout round. So, teams are very eager to see kumusta ba yung scouting na ginawa nila dun sa kabilang bracket. Kasi ngayon lang sila magtatapat yung bracket A at yung bracket B na counterpart nila.
Really interesting to see kung paano nga nagkaroon ng basa itong parehong teams. And interesting dahil the coach for both teams would be key in this particular matchup. Have a look at our team standings for Group A nga. Fourth place is Pilipinas Aguilas, finishing with that 2-2 slate. Going up against the first seed sa Group B naman, undefeated, unblemished, the Benilde Blazers.
At matetesting dito ang Benilde if they could continue keeping that immaculate record of theirs.
One team dropped nga from both groups after that prelimination round.
Number 39, Tony Init. Number 42, Irel Galas. Number 72, Gab Cumeta. Number 77, Antonio Eusebio. And now, let's make way for your Pilipinas Aguilas. Number 1, Garin Elorde. Number 4, Martin Daes. Number 5, J.R. Olegario. Number 7, Darwish Bideri. Number 2, Alec Elorde. Number 11, Ralph Balikig. Number 13, Prince Eze. Number 21, Carlos Sumabat Jr. Number 24, Gabe Capasio. Number 29, James Labarda. Number 31, Nem De La Cruz. Number 35, Mustafa Arafat. Number 44, Jim Boy Delis. Number 55, Adrian Partosa. Number 81, Ivan Claric. Number 64, Kit Aviso. Please all rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem. And for our referees in charge, our crew chief Ariel Bermeo, Umpire 1 Harry Santos, Umpire 2 Jesus Boras, and for our technical delegate Salvador Cortez Jr.
Back once again here with Chicky Reyes and have a look at our road to the championship beginning with the quarterfinals action nga ngayong araw, Chicky.
Yeah. Alam mo, let's focus muna dito sa Benilde, okay? College of St. Benilde Blazers, we mentioned immaculate record for them to reach itong number 1 in Group B. And they were able to do that in by getting 18 points per game as a winning margin. Solid na, with the most number of points won against Shawarma Shack at 34. Pinakamalit nilang panalo was against Dasmariñas Monarchs at 7, Phuket Waves at 8, and then yung sa CORSA Tires at 23. But my goodness, what a solid performance by the Benilde Blazers. And I guess it shows a lot of character nung team, yung sistema nung team. And check this out. On the right side, league ranks, Jaime. And let me mention, I would say 6 different stars. Field goals, second sila at 43.6. 3-point field goals, third at 29.9. Assists per game, third at 25.8. Steals per game, number 1 at 12.3. And total, yung turnover points per game, 13.8, third least. So, there's a reason while the Blazers are number 1 at ilan lang yun sa mga dahilan.
They are the one of the pre-tournament favorites nga, talking about itong Benilde Blazers and really showing us why during that pre-elimination round. And dito naman tayo sa kabila, Chicky. Of course, some players that we would wish to talk about here for the Blazers.
Of course.
Kobe Ordonio and their future cornerstone as well, Anton Eusebio.
Doon muna tayo kay Kobe na Kobe in the building, ha? Ordonio, first 3 games, diba, medyo hindi masyado maganda yung pinakita, 3.3 points per game, 2 of 7 from 3-point land. But in the game against Phuket, he scored 12 points, all coming from beyond the arc. But you mentioned also the future cornerstone, Anton Eusebio. Prelims, 12 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, 1.8 steals per game. But apart from those 2 names, wag mong kakalimutan na. Wag mong kakalimutan isama sa equation, sa kwentuhan, sa istorya, Tony Inot. Alright, Tony Inot, I would like to believe that he has been deferring, also allowing his other teammates to shine. And looking ahead, this Benilde Blazers team, it's gonna be dangerous, lalo na pagdating sa kanilang collegiate wars dahil dito nila kukunin yung mga papalit sa mga gagraduate.
And definitely not a scary sight to see if you are the other NCAA teams looking at this Benilde Blazers squad. Dito naman tayo sa Pilipinas Aguilas. Chicky, it's not the best start to begin their season with a couple of losses, but they are one of the hottest teams streaking with this 2 win ending their preliminary round.
Talo sa Makati Circus ng 14, talo sa Mr. Mustangs ng 15. State Academy dahil sa free throws ng ni Mustafa Arafat in endgame, kaya sila nanalo ng 2 points. And then again sa PCU Dasmariñas, their biggest output at 33. And in this club, parang roller coaster yung kanilang mga league ranks. But yung dalawang star na nakita ko, field goals, tied at 3rd at 43, pati yung kanilang 3-point shooting, number 1 at 37.9. What they need to improve on, I believe so, is their free throw shooting dahil 45.5% lang sila to 10th no, dito sa ating torneo. And turnovers per game, 3rd most at 17.3. Coaches would say, dapat sa professional, sa mga teams rather, mga 15 would be okay, but 17 to 20, not really good for a ball club. And take note, yung mga key players dito, we're gonna mention 2. Of course, we have Adrian Partosa, nagbabagang Partosa, di ba? 25 points, 24 of those coming from beyond the arc. He missed the 1st and the 10th attempt, but 2 to 9, pasok lahat yun, no? For Partosa. And then also, don't forget, JR Olegario, mahusay yan. 18 points, going 4 of 9 from 3-point land. But don't forget Martin Daes, Gabe Capasio, and of course their imports, Ese and Arafat.
Meantime, we go to our courtside reporter, Kate Reyes, for a quick interview.
Will CSB set the Aguilas on fire or will they just fly it through? We have here an interesting personality for today's game. Aguilas head coach Paulo Layog. Coach Paulo, you know, Aguilas may be older but age, but CSB has a really solid core. How are you guys going to attack that?
I think for us, the most important thing, and which is what I told our team earlier, is that they have to play the Aguilas way. Regardless of who the opponent is, obviously, College of St. Benilde is a very worthy opponent, but for us, we just have to focus on what we can do and on our play.
Coach Paul, you may be on the other side of the court, but you want CSB to give your Aguilas a hard time.
Yes, of course. I think that's what they would want from me, and that's what I expect from them also. I always talk about respecting the game, and part of respecting the game is respecting your opponent and treating every opponent as if they're the best team in the world. So I'm sure they prep for us, we prep for them, so it's going to be a good battle today.
Thank you so much, Coach Paulo. Back to you, Jaime and Chiki.
Thank you. That was Kate Reyes, our third person of our panel. Ito na nga, the Benilde Blazers and the Pilipinas Aguilas figuring in our first of the quarterfinals matchups this Thursday. And Paulo Layog, Chiki, really parang conflicting in a way, but I'm sure leading the Aguilas and wanting to lead them to a victory against the Benilde Blazers.
He has the edge. Pwede niya ibulong anong gagawin ni Coach Raiko eh.
At forward, number 0, Matthew Ollie. At the other forward, number 34, Allen Liwag. And at center, number 6, Emma Najuola. And for the head coach, Coach Raiko Toroman. And now, from your Pilipinas Aguilas. At guard, number 11, Ralph Balikig. At the other guard, number 4, Martin Daez. At forward, number 31, Nem de la Cruz. At the other forward, number 35, Mustafa Arafat. At center, number 13, Prince Eze. And for the head coach, Coach Paulo Layog. This is the quarterfinals of this 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Sulong na, sulong pa, lungsod ng Dasmariñas.
Yeah, tip of tayo dito for the first of our 4 quarterfinals matchups ngayong araw. The Benilde Blazers going up against the Pilipinas Aguilas. Battle nga of an undefeated team in the Benilde Blazers finishing atop their Group B standings. And the Aguilas as well finishing 4th, barely making it in the playoffs. Pero ito na, playoffs na tayo. Do or die na to. Chiki, I'm pretty sure, you know, any given Thursday, pwedeng makaisa itong mga parehong kupunan.
At yung opening tip-off mo nga, partner, brought to you by CORSA Tires. Maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta. Opening tip-off yun.
Dominate the streets as Benilde will open up our scoring dito ngayong hapon, courtesy of Liwag. Ng Aguilas nga dito. A bit of familiarity with Benilde. As mentioned earlier, Paulo Layog is the one coaching itong Pilipinas Aguilas that may play a part here in terms of familiarity ng sistema ni Coach Raiko naman sa kabila.
Now let me say this, as I saw Liwag rushing to the basket in the middle, getting rewarded, di lang pumasok. He has been playing well, playing solid, you know? As a good compliment to Ojula, and his teammates are recognizing him. Every time he runs the floor, every time he sets a screen and dives, nire-rewardan siya ng pasa.
As Oli would give us our first three-pointer off this afternoon. And the three-point shooting, primarily a weapon of the Aguilas. Chiki, they are the top three-point shooting team at the end of the prelims. But the Benilde Blazers not far behind. And yun ngang weapon na yan. Allows them to break games open. Mentioned pre-game, 18-point average ang victory nila throughout the prelim so far. And look to replicate that here in this particular matchup.
Balikan ko lang yung three-point field goal story na sinabi mo. Currently, or entering this game, College of St. Benilde Blazers currently at 3rd with a clip of 29.9, just a shade under 30% from beyond the arc. Tapos yung kanilang kalaban, yun nga, 37.9. No? But nice to see two three-point shooting teams battle it out. Let's see who will own the Rainbow Land.
The Rainbow Land. I love how you put that, Cheeky. As a couple of misses from the free throw line coming from Prince Eze. You did mention the free throw struggles here of the Pilipinas Aguilas, dead last in terms of percentage in the tournament so far. And a bit ironic, no? Kasi sila ang best three-point shooting team.
Oo nga,
But sa kabilang dulo naman, we have them as the worst free throw shooting team naman.
Pati naman ang Blazers, pang-lima lang sa free throw shooting, only hitting 67.9. And I'm sure Coach Raiko would love to improve that. Angat man lang ng mga 80-85, di ba? That would be nice.
5-0 lead here for the Benilde Blazers early in this ball game. Still scoreless are the Aguilas with a little over 2 minutes gone by. It's Tony Inot calling the shots here for the Blazers. Ikot nila kay Oli. 8 seconds to shoot for the White Shirts. Pulling up. That's too strong. Aguilas looking to run. Nice find. And the finish.
Something that they could rely on. Alam mo, they got quick players also. And the Aguilas, you got Ralph Balikig leading the attack there. And every opportunity that Ancheta can come down to play safety, they should take advantage.
Yung height advantage, at least in terms of physical, first look, no? Talagang abante itong Pilipinas Aguilas. We would look to take advantage of that for this particular matchups. We have a look at our defensive play of the game brought to you by Decathlon.
I mentioned that, diba? Liwag is doing an awesome job in complementing itong primary defender nila sa loob in Ojula.
Their fast break opportunity. Unable to convert though in that instance was Daez. Balik ang bola dito sa Benilde. Still leading by 3-5 to 2. Less than 7 minutes left in just the first quarter. Ojula's pass. Tapped outside, almost a turnover for Benilde, but they would keep it on the baseline with 10 to shoot.
Alam mo itong nangyayari dito na nababasa yung passing lanes. Alam kung saan pupunta yung bola. You gotta give credit to Coach Paolo Layog having an inside track of what Benilde can do. Diba? Nababasa eh.
Alam mo na eh, no? Nasabi na niya, naikwento na sa kanyang mga players kung ano nga posibleng diskarte rito ng Benilde. Three-pointer from the corner. That's off. Rebound by Liwag.
Sabihin ko lang, yung ginawa ni Ralph Balikig, sayang eh. He was already ahead, but when he looked to the other side of the court, 4 na white shirts yung kasabay niya, hindi blue shirts yung tumatakbo with him.
As Matthew Ole gives us a second three-pointer for Benilde and for himself, extending this lead now to a 6-8 to 2.
Good start here for CSB. 2 of 3 from beyond the arc.
Babawi ba sa kabila? That won't go. Courtesy of Nem de la Cruz. Liwag inside. Too strong.
So 2 attempts already for Liwag near the basket. They're feeding him that ball. While I'm saying good things about him, he really has to take care of that last approach na lang, di ba? Para may conversion naman.
Contra-tempo move. Ayaw nga lang para kay Balikig. As Ancheta finds himself all alone on the other end. 10 to 2 now, 8-point lead for the Blazers, prompting nga the Pilipinas Aguilas, Coach Paolo Layog, to call for some early time. 5:40 left here in our first.
We were expecting this yung blazing start.
So look at this three-point shot of the game brought to us by our friends CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets, and it is Benilde dominating so far 10 to 2 with 5:40 remaining. Back with more Asia Basket action. 5:40 left here in the first. And the Benilde Blazers building an early 8-point lead here against the Pilipinas Aguilas. And Coach Paolo not really liking what he's seeing. Calling for some time to discuss. Ano bang pwede nilang gawin dito, Chicky, to avoid Benilde to run away with this early in this matchup?
Well, number one, they really have to challenge those shots. We've seen Liwag, although he missed 2 shots, diba? Parang wala masyadong challenge eh. Yung 3-point shooting, open na open. So they have to close out long on the shooters and read kung saan pupunta. Halimbawa, tulad yan, ano, they're allowing the big guy to run the floor. Yeah, you got your 2 imports there. Eze and Arafat, they really have to cover Ojula and Liwag respectively.
3-pointer will be tried. That would be good para kay Mustafa Arafat. His first basket in this ballgame. Hopefully that wakes up yung opensa nitong Pilipinas Aguilas, still trailing by 7, 12-5.
While it's a good shot, Arafat taking it from the outside, you'd rather see your big guys operate inside.
Inot, ikot nila. Oli once again. Would that be 3 of 3 indeed? Matthew Oli waxing hot for the Benilde Blazers.
In my opinion, that was a very slow close out there coming from Mustafa Arafat, giving Oli a clean look. And not only that, Jaime, ang ayaw mo is magkaroon ng good rhythm from the outside si Oli.
Rhythm nga. Mukhang nahawa siya kay Adrian Pantosa from yesterday. Hitting those 8 3-pointers. Liwag, iupo muna dito.
That's already 3 of 5 from the 3-point area ang Blazers. Okay, 3 of 5. That's a high, what, 60% already.
Aguilas trailing by their biggest deficit so far at 10. 2 to shoot for the blue shirts, attacking the hoop. Almost getting that finish in the nick of time was Pantosa. Inot will try. Gets another one for Benilde. Looks at his bench saying, Oli, hindi lang naman ikaw ang kayang tumira ng 3.
4 of 7. Or rather, 4 of 6. I stand corrected. 4 of 6 from Rainbow Land.
Sabi mo nga kanina, Chicky, sino ba ang mananaig from Rainbow Land? And so far, Benilde showing the top shooting 3-point team here in our Asia Basket, how it's done. Inot once again, back to back, and he's feeling it.
Oh, wow. 5 of 7 from 3-point area. So that's 15 of their 21 points coming from the 3-point range.
21-5, 16-point lead now for the Blazers.
And this can't happen, Jaime, for the Aguilas. 1 shot attempt, wala silang chance for a offensive rebound, for a second crack at the basket. We've seen that how many times? 2, 3 times in the last minute, and every time they did that, the Blazers would convert.
Look at our 3-point shot of the game, brought to you by CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets. Tony Inot joining Matthew Oli. Already has 3 3-pointers. Ito si Matthew Oli. Inot with his own version. Back-to-back naman para sa kanya. Meanwhile, we hear from Kate Reyes for a report. Kate?
Facing an undefeated team, more than just playing their role, Aguilas captain Martin Diaz would like to bank on their mortal dilemma of wanting this game more, and this very match would be the best time to prove that since it's knockout. Maturity, bigay na, pero inaabangan nila ang dalawa nilang import na limitahan ng 1 import Benilde. Dagdag pa ni Nem de la Cruz. Like every other game, play it the Aguilas way. Hard-earned. Back to you, Jamie and Chicky.
Thank you, Kate. And yung import battle, not too interesting just yet. Ojula hasn't really been producing just yet for Benilde. It has been the outside sniping of Oli and Inot that has been fueling this 18-point advantage for Benilde so far.
And after missing their attempts, diba, ginagawa ng Blazers, tinatakbo yung bola, giving the opportunity for their shooters. And check this out, Ordonio, he was the one who missed the 3-point shot. Siya yung unang bumalik. At siya rin ang nakablock dito kay Martin Daes, forcing Daes to a traveling violation.
Talagang if you wouldn't look at the score with that type of energy, with that type of effort, you would think Benilde is the one behind.
I'm not seeing too many touches for the big guys of the Aguilas. Talking about Eze and Arafat. Eze is already on the bench. And Bederi and Arafat will be the big guys inside.
Yung starting 5 nga dito ni Coach Paolo Layog. bit of a slow start, trailing by 18. And let's see if their second unit be able to keep it close as Arafat kicks it out to Bederi. Three-pointer is too strong. Tracks his own miss. They would reset. Spinning in the lane, kick out. Go to Arafat. 5 to shoot. Against Ujula. Loses that basketball turnover. Ancheta throws it ahead to Antonio Sebio. Look at that pass, but unable to be contained by Kobe Ordonio. Ball goes back to the Blue Shirts.
No choice there for Eusebio. The pass was quite strong. He was already at the end zone. But more than that, ang ganda ng choking defense na ginawa ng Blazers prior to that turnover. They were able to force Pilipinas Aguilas to just keep on rotating that basketball, and then in the end, walang clear shot no para sa Blue Shirts.
Defense. And I mean, we've talked a lot about the offense of Benilde really putting up these 23 points in this first, but limiting the Aguilas to 5, as you pointed out, Chicky. Yun din naman yung talagang sumasakal dito sa Pilipinas Aguilas. Pantosa looking to create for himself. Ball is tapped outside by Kobe Ordonio. 2.6 seconds left on the shot clock of the Aguilas. Still a minute and 37 left in the first quarter, but hindi ko rin masabi, ilang beses na rin nating nabanggit that shot clock is running down here for the Pilipinas Aguilas.
Ngayon, both teams, their imports are on the bench. Another turnover for the Aguilas.
Serrano looking to clean it up. Missing on the first. Second try would go, extending this lead now to 20 big points, 25 to 5 here in the first.
Perfect example that a big guy should do the trail job. Serrano, although he missed in the first attempt, pero dahil he stayed with the shot, he was able to convert.
Christine Sanchez now in for Benilde, tapping that pass outside to still possession para dito sa Aguilas. Just a minute and 12 remaining, but a dream start here for the Benilde Blazers, really showing us why they finished atop the Group B standings and an undefeated record at that.
Wala sila masyado nakuha kay Martin Daes in terms of opensa. So let's see if Capascio would be able to light it up. And Bederi, this might be a good time for him to start shooting well. But unfortunately, as I finish my sentence, naubusan ng 24 ang Pilipinas Aguilas.
Several possessions na nga dito, Chicky, that in that instance, natawagan sila ng 24-second shot clock violation, but a couple of possessions ago, they put a shot up, last 2 seconds, last 1 second. Talaga naman, Antonio Sebio getting another three-pointer here for the Benilde Blazers, getting that shooter's bounce, adding to this lead now at 23, 28 to 5.
6 of 9 na. 6 of 9 na ang Blazers, 66% sa kabila from the floor. All in all, 2 of 18 ng Pilipinas Aguilas.
Nice escape there, but too strong on that layup was Balikig. They get another opportunity. Corner 3 would miss once again, that time from Gabe Capascio. Kabila, Justine Sanchez, they could hold for the last shot. I think that's what Ian Torres is trying to signal here. Shot clock is off, last 10 seconds. Foul will be committed here by the Aguilas. Still a couple of fouls to give before they are in the penalty. Coach Paolo definitely reminding his boys to make sure they optimize that. As we look at our three-point shot of the game, courtesy of our friends from CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets.
Talaga nagkatalo sa 3-point shooting. Dahil ang Blazers only 4 of 13 from the 2-point area, but Aguilas 1 of 9 from the 2-point area, 1 of 9 from the 3-point area.
Last second left, this would count if it goes.
Oh,
and everything going the Benilde Blazers way. Ian Torres closing out our first quarter. Basket would count. We will end the first with a 30-5 scoreline, 25-point lead for the guys in white.
Look at that. Presence of mind of Ian. Threw up a prayer and it was good.
That was our move of the game, brought to us by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Dominance nga dito from the Blazers, leading by 25 at the end of the first. Second quarter resumes between this quarterfinal matchup of the Benilde Blazers and the Pilipinas Aguilas. Jaime Mendera kasama pa rin si Chicky Reyes alongside Kate Reyes. I didn't get the memo, Chicky, that kailangan pala Reyes yung nakapanel ngayong araw. But this is a 25-point lead built by the Benilde Blazers. A forgettable quarter here for the Aguilas. But they do have 3 more quarters to respond dito sa blast nga ng Benilde.
Alam mo, kung titignan natin yung stats, or I will share the stats in the first quarter. Ang Aguilas naman, they only turned over the ball 4 times, okay, against the 3 of College of St. Benilde. But it's in the shooting. Aguilas going 1 of 10 from the 2-point area, 1 of 10 from the 3-point area, going 2 of 20. Okay, 2 of 20 for 10% only on the floor. Pangalawa, fast break points. Sobrang daming fast break points ng CSB, 12 against 2. Also, points in the paint. 10 against 2. This yung sinasabi ko kanina na nasan yung presence ni Prince, ni Mustafa Arafat of lording it, or at least giving Ojula, Liwag some challenge inside. I think those are the things that were missing in the first 10 minutes for the Aguilas.
They look to improve on that, as we saw Arafat in that instance was clipped going to the line for a couple. Pinagsabay na nga dito, Prince Eze and Mustafa Arafat, as we have a look at Coach Raiko Toroman. No stranger to Filipino basketball.
Laking bagay yung ginawa ni Tony Inot, yung back-to-back threes. Tapos sa tuwing hindi makakashoot, in that, what, a minute or 2 na window, every time 1-shot attempt ang Aguilas, they get the rebound, they score a 3. Or they score na fast break. That series of points, that's the reason why we have this big gap.
30-6 now after that charity split from Arafat. Torres now calling the action here for the Blazers. Just 8 to shoot. Torres pa rin. Attacking Eze. Able to get that layup to go. Takbo naman dito sa kabila are the Aguilas. Trying to string some points in their direction. Missing on that instance, it was Capato, but Eze cleans it up. A bit of a rhythm being started here by the Aguilas to begin the second quarter.
Coach Jolly Escobar would always say, feed the bone to the big guys. Let them touch it. Para ganahan sila maglaro ng depensa para sa
Ganadong-ganado dito ang Blazers. That time, Anton Eusebio able to get that layup plus the foul. He will go to the free throw stripe for a bonus free throw.
Promising tandem ito, Eusebio and Liwag. Okay, these guys are playing with a lot of energy. It rubs off to the other guys. Hindi ako masusurprise, ano, dahil baka na-inspire sila dun sa sister team nila in Kiambao na ganyan, malaking tao, kayang maglaro ng mabilisan both on offense and defense.
The corner, another 3-pointer this time. Papasok na para sa Pilipinas Aguilas. Was Nem de la Cruz getting that 3-pointer to go.
Remember, in their losses to Makati Circus and Mr. Mustangs, it was Nem de la Cruz who produced 17 points each. Okay, in those 2 games, and he is badly needed in this match.
You know he's very much capable of putting up those points. Liwag coming up with that steal. Justin Sanchez looking to attack, takes it all the way.
Such a luxury. Pag meron kang ganyang kahabang manlalaro, di ba? Who can put that ball on the floor, dribble well, and then finish strong.
Of course, Justine Sanchez, no stranger to Asiabasket. Wasn't donning the Benilde Blazer uniform in the Las Piñas Championship that we covered recently. Bago tayo nag-Dasmariñas Championship. But a very much potent weapon for CORSA tires in that previous version of our Asiabasket. Eusebio straight away gets another 3-pointer here for Benilde. When it rains, it pours.
Credit, half of that goes to Torres. He could have taken the shot, but again, ina-activate niya lahat ng pwedeng i-activate, no? And then hitting it from the outside was Eusebio. Good decision coming from Ian.
7 of 12 now from the 3-point arc are the Blazers. Almost losing that basketball floater in the lane para kay De La Cruz. 5 points so far para kay Nem De La Cruz.
That's good, coming off that bench, contributing for the cause of the Aguilas. This is a huge deficit here, but you have 7 minutes. Anong pwedeng gawin mo dito? Baba mo pa, no? Cut that deficit before ending the half.
Sanchez underneath. Look at that hook against Eze. Justine Sanchez also joining the party. 4 points so far para sa kanya. Everybody contributing dito sa Benilde Blazer squad.
May kasabihan, di ba? A step quick. Alam mo dito, hindi nga a step, baka 2 steps quicker eh. We saw that in Sanchez going reverse. And parang hindi agad nahabol yung tira niya.
Si De La Cruz. Pero mainit dito para sa Pilipinas Aguilas. All 8 of his points coming here in the second. Still a 24-point advantage para sa Benilde, 40-16. Go to Sanchez once again. Attacking De La Cruz. PP hit. Another basket for Justine Sanchez.
Mahirap mo napigilan ang momentum. Mahirap mo napigilan ang magandang gising pa, di ba? Put all those together and you have a 26-point lead. It's so difficult to stop the confidence of your opponents going higher and higher.
Capacio looking to make it to get it to Eze. Almost losing that basketball and tuluyan ng turnover. Ordonio ahead of the pack. Goes to Ian Torres. Alley-oop attempt. Bit of miscommunication there. Arafat throws it ahead to Eze.
Feeling ko in that last sequence medyo a little bit too fancy. No, because Torres could have gone for the shot. He has that nice floater.
But this move of the game brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Ilang pangalan na yung nababanggit natin dito for Benilde. We started off with Ollie's hot shooting. 3 3-pointers in that first quarter. Tony Inot had a couple as well. It was a masterful first quarter for Benilde. Dito naman, their second unit, Justine Sanchez and Torres Ordonio really making it difficult for the Pilipinas Aguilas to mount a comeback.
Very dangerous ito, no, for the other teams playing in the playoffs dahil Benilde, they're setting the bar high pagpasok ng semifinals or quarterfinals as we start quarterfinals today.
Arafat unable to get that basket to go, but Prince Eze. Dito nang hinahanap mo, Chicky.
Yung dalawang malaki. Touches really make them work inside. Pangalawa nakikita ko, Jaime, pag may tumitira from the Aguilas, all the other 4 players are just watching. No one's crashing the boards.
Liwag, sweeping hook. Everything really working here para sa Benilde.
Very high percentage here para sa College of St. Benilde. I would say, kapatid, 17 of 34. Yan ang porsyento nila ngayon.
Shooting at the high clip nga are the Blazers. Go inside to Eze. Another instance of what you want to see here. Arafat and Eze connecting in that instance. Still a 24-point deficit they're looking at.
Now, you do that on offense, you also do that on defense. Make it difficult for Cometa and the rest of the Blazers to take open shots.
Still 4:07 left here in the first half. Similar play, but that time Torres coming up with that steal. As Cometa on the right side. Back to Torres. Keyhole jumper. That's short. Liwag tracks it down. Long jumper will work para kay Allen Liwag.
It's a shooting practice, in my opinion. Shooting practice here for the Blazers only because they're getting good looks and open looks.
Biggest lead so far nga para sa Benilde at 26. As we look at this assist of the game brought to you by Fiber Blaze. Nothing beats local. Bilis na nga ng Fiber Blaze ang ginagawa dito ng Benilde. Babalik po tayo with more Asiabasket. Back with the last 3:50 of our first half. The Benilde Blazers still holding on to this 26-point lead against the Pilipinas Aguilas. And while this is a much better quarter for the Pilipinas Aguilas, Benilde really pouring it on from the first quarter onwards.
Alam mo, kapansin-pansin pa dito, Jaime, yung trips to the free throw line. Dahil both teams are actually taking care of their fouls, okay? Ang Benilde, since the tip-off, they've visited the free throw line 3 times pa lang, going 3 of 3. Ang Pilipinas Aguilas, 4 times going 1 out of 4.
Long jumper won't work para kay Prince Eze. Free throw shooting is an area of concern for the Pilipinas Aguilas heading to this ball game. They are at the lowest in terms of percentage among all 10 teams. As Liwag misses on that J, the loose ball foul will be whistled here against the Aguilas. Ball will remain with the Benilde. Still 3 and 15 left here in our second quarter. Biggest lead nga so far here for the Blazers at 26. It was 25 in the first quarter, ending 30-5. And ito na, nagdagan pa nila. Talagang hindi nila hinahayaan magkaroon ng kumpiyansa dito ang Pilipinas Aguilas heading into the second half of action.
Aguilas still opting to remain with their zone defense here.
Go inside to Liwag. Seconds to shoot. Oli won't get that three-pointer to go. Ojula fighting for it. But ball goes back to the blue shirts.
Baka rin sumusugal na lang ang law of averages. But so far in the first half, check this out. 7 of 14, 50% from beyond the arc ang CSB. So not really sure if that zone defense would work here for the Aguilas.
Coach Raiko providing some instructions to Ian Torres, and despite this 26-point advantage, no, talagang, well, any point in the ball game naman, coaching never stops.
Yeah, tuloy-tuloy yan.
Less than 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. The Aguilas still staring at this 26-point lead by the Benilde Blazers. This is the battle between the first seed nga ng Group B and the fourth seed of Group A for a spot in our semifinals tomorrow as Eze gets that jumper to go.
There you go. Every time the bigs share that basketball with each other, good things happen for the Aguilas, but they have to replicate that a lot of times.
Mga 100 times siguro, Chiki, no?
Para lang maidikit ito, no?
So Liwag will miss. Ino tracks it down for Benilde. Tries to create for himself, goes to Oli. Another three-point try. Rattles out, Ojula inside. Misses. Under opportunity, ayaw pa rin. Oli, kick it out. They would reset via Cometa. Cross court to Inon. Three-pointers dito ng Benilde, slowly coming cold, but Cometa gives, as I say that, yung Cometa naman, sabi, ilalapit lang natin ng konti.
How many tries, diba? How many offensive boards? And if you notice, every time somebody takes a shot for the Blazers, the other 4 players, or most of them, would crash the boards and try to go after that offensive rebound.
Night and day yung difference ng effort in terms of Aguilas and Benilde in this ball game so far. That time, Balikig able to escape the defense of Ojula.
Not often that you see Tony Ino turn that ball over. And that's the reason why Ralph was able to score on the break.
Kick out to Ino. 10 to shoot. Tries for another 3. Gets another to go. 3 3-pointers now para kay Tony. Why not, as we like to call him.
And every time you go under the screen, shooters like Tony Ino would say thank you.
All day, no?
All day
Go
yan.
under the screen. Pupukol at Pupukol comes up with a steal. One of the top steal men here in the league, and gets that assist to Allen Liwag.
Again, a reminder of rewarding your big guys the bone. Feed him the bone, and he's gonna run and play defense for you.
Partosa mukhang di pa nakukuha yung kanyang range from outside after hitting 8 just yesterday. Unable to sink one just yet. So look at this drive of the game, brought to you by Jabber Motopom. Make rides more fun.
Hindi na sumabay si Ojula doon no? It's too quick was Ralph.
53-24, 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. 29-point lead for the Blazers. Inot kicks it out to Cometa. Liwag inside. Look at that passing.
Interior passing, di ba? Ako, fan ako talaga niyan ng interior passing because it's such a difficult thing to do. But if you have a system and you're in the right place, kahit na mga 2-3 feet away ka, you're gonna get that ball in a good scoring position.
Wala nang babaan, Chiki.
Wala na. And then, look at what the big guys do. Eyes on the ball, eyes on the guards. Up until that ball is thrown up in the air, tsaka lang sila titingin sa ring.
Shot clock is off. 5 seconds left here in our first half. Arafat to Eze. Gets that final basket for the Pilipinas Aguilas. Whenever they go to that Arafat-Eze combination, has worked wonders for the Pilipinas Aguilas. But still a 29-point lead here for the Benilde Blazers, 55-26. As we take another look.
Tama yan, no? Share the ball, you'll be rewarded.
And that move off the game brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets.
Pero kulang pa yan. Kailangan i-replicate pa yan. Kailangan marami pa yan, ha?
55-26 nga. The Blazers lead by 29. Meantime, we go to Kate Reyes, who is with a Benilde Blazer.
Right now, we're here with the leading scorer of St. Benilde Blazers, Anton Eusebio. Anton, you know, early dominance, nalimitahan nyo ang Aguilas. What went right for Benilde?
Our defense. We knew that Coach Powell was gonna plan to go in for the long passes, so that's what we plan to stop more of.
Okay, you know Coach Pautu and the possibilities of comeback after this break.
I don't know. I don't know what Coach Powell's planning. Just hopefully we can keep this lead the whole game. So.
Thank you so much, Anton, and we'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Jaime and Chiki.
Thank you, Kate. And interesting thoughts here from Anton Eusebio versus their assistant coach, Paulo Layo.
And again, we're sounding like a broken record here. Interesting to find out second half anong gagawin dito ng Aguilas to at least trim this down and have a shot in the fourth quarter.
55-26 nga matatapos ang ating first 2 quarters. Magbabalik po ang inyong Asiabasket.
Life is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control? Unleashing the supreme CORSA with excellent grip and handling performance. Designed for longer mileage and extended durability. Optimum balance for your daily riding. The Supreme itself, muscle off the road. CORSA. We live in an interconnected world, a shared past, present, and future, connected by a series of ties, strengthened by love, for better or for worse. The need to adapt when there is change, to support one another, to bring kindness where there is pain. The need of loving kindness, of interconnection. The future you used to chase, the future you used to wonder. Now, you're living it. This is Jabber. Reconnect, adapt, and evolve. Jabber Motorcom. Make rides more fun. Life is the will to power. the desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control? Unleashing the supreme CORSA with excellent grip and handling performance. Designed for longer mileage and extended durability. Optimum balance for your daily riding. The Supreme itself, muscle of the road. CORSA. Life is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control? Unleashing the supreme CORSA with excellent grip and handling performance. Designed for longer mileage and extended durability. Optimum balance for your daily riding. The Supreme itself, muscle of the road. CORSA. We live in an interconnected world, a shared past, present, and future, connected by a series of ties, strengthened by love, for better or for worse. The need to adapt when there is change, to support one another, to bring kindness where there is pain. The need of loving kindness, of interconnection. The future you used to chase, the future you used to want. Now, you're living it. This is Jabber. Reconnect, adapt, and evolve. Jabber Motorcom. Make rides more fun. Life is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control? Unleashing the Supreme CORSA. With excellent grip and handling performance, designed for longer mileage and extended durability. Optimum balance for your daily riding. The Supreme itself, muscle of the road. CORSA. Life is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control?
Basket Dasmariñas Championship. I am Kate Reyes reporting from the sidelines. Right now, I'm standing here beside Aguilas assistant coach Enzo Mercado. Coach Enzo, atmosphere check. What was it like inside that locker room?
Of course, the energy was kind of low when we entered the locker room, but then us as coaches and maybe the players that lead the team, we tried to up the energy because we kind of started out flat, which is probably why we're down this much at this point in the game. And as a team, we just had to follow Coach Pau's game plan, is because we kind of veered away from it, especially in the first quarter to start this game.
Coach, you said it yourself. Aguilas had a hard time. So what can be done to turn it around?
It's just putting in the effort. There are possessions wherein we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. We didn't take care of the ball that much. We're not shooting that well compared to all our other games. But then it's just sticking to the process that we practiced for the past few weeks.
Coach Enzo, thank you so much for your time. Back to you, Jaime and Chiqui.
Thank you once again. That was Kate Reyes, our third person of the panel. Halftime scoring nga natin, the Benilde Blazers with this 29-point lead, 55-26. A look at some highlights in those first two quarters, beginning with Matthew Ollie's three-pointers, and several Benilde players actually were able to hit from outside. Talagang their shooting in the first half was what allowed them to be able to build this big deficit. And you see Coach Enzo nga just speaking to Kate, Chiqui, and the effort medyo nagkulang talaga here for the Pilipinas Aguilas in the first half.
I'll pick up from what Coach Enzo said. Enzo said, rebounding department, 34-17. Mamaya pa yung stats, I will show that later. But 34-17, out-rebounded ang Aguilas. In the offensive boards, it's 16 against 8. So that means in 16 against 8 in rebounds, that's what, 8 chances more to score again. But look at this, 34-17, di ba? 16-8 offensive rebounds. Field goals na lang muna, 11 of 36. Prior to that, in the first quarter, that was 2 of 20 for the Aguilas. Habang ang field goals naman ng Blazers, 20-47. But look at the three-point shooting. 8 of 16, 3 of 15. That's 24 of the 55 points ng Blazers coming from beyond the arc. And bench points, kahit sinong gamitin ni Coach Raiko Toroman producing after the first 5. And these are just some of the many reasons why they were able to build a 29-point lead at the half.
Game leaders nga natin for the Benilde Blazers. Several names that you've seen here. Liwag leading them in the points category. Ojula, no surprises there with 10 rebounds. Enot facilitating for the Blazers. And Liwag also adding a block for the Blazers. Talagang one of the reasons and factors, kahit sino ang ipasok, as mentioned by Chicky, really producing here for Benilde. Resume our third quarter of action. 55-26 nga natapos ang ating first half. Let's see if the Pilipinas Aguilas would be able to answer the call for more energy. Eman Ojula will open up our third quarter with a basket plus that foul. This is now a 31-point lead, the biggest lead for the Benilde Blazers in this ballgame.
Kailangan mo talaga yung shot in the arm, di ba? Kasi nung nag-jump ball, parang pinakawalan sa kulungan itong mga Blazers. They were using their moniker. They blazed out of their cages and nagkahawaan eh. Alam mo yun, one-person shot. Well, Tony Enot started those back-to-back threes. Everybody fed off his energy. And they're not even playing fancy. Huh? Brother, hindi. They're playing within their system. They're playing generous basketball, unselfish basketball. They're doing their roles on defense. Wala ngang swag eh. Wala. Di ba, if you noticed, kung anong sinabi ni Coach Raiko, sinunod lang nila. Yung kabila, ang hinahanap ni Coach Paulo, energy. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, malas ako sa energy. Walang team na minalas sa energy. Kailangan mo ibigay talaga yan from the get-go.
Hindi ko pa nga naman narinig yun, Chicky,
diba?
na minalas ako sa energy.
Wala talaga nun. So, tama si Coach Enzo. Sila at mga players, ang kailangan humugot. Sila, the assistant coaches, can egg the players. The players have to do it once they step in the court. Coach Pau is a fantastic coach. No doubt about that. But when those 5 players set foot on the court, sila lang ang pwedeng mag-execute niyan eh. Nobody else.
First quarter nga daw, they really veered away from the game plan as mentioned by Coach Enzo. That conversation with Kate prior at the beginning of our second half was noticeably absent yung dito gamit nila dito sa dalawang imports nila, Eze and Arafat.
Look at that last possession. Ojula had a putback, hindi pumasok. Okay, fine. Hindi pumasok. But how come he got an easy offensive rebound? And right beside him was Mustafa Arafat.
Rebound story nga, as you pointed out in our statistics. Talagang halos kalahati, if not, I think half of the rebounds. Dun pa lang humabol itong blue shirts as Eze missing on that gimme.
And they're challenging. The white shirts are challenging all the shots, pretty much all the shots here of the Aguilas.
Oli goes to Enot. Still 10 to shoot, looking for this pick from Ojula. Attacking the hoop against Eze. Tony Enot, fearless.
Talk about confidence, talk about knowing what to do, showing us his dribbling prowess, and then jumping high, left hand, using the glass.
Why not? Indeed, call him Brody. Very fitting din dito kay Tony Enot. Pag pinagtad mo kanyang first name, it is still his last name.
Diba? Yung sinasabi, balik-balik na rin mo yung laro niya, pareho pa rin ang resulta.
Very efficient. And whether he was a CORSA tire player in the Las Piñas Championship and now with the Benilde Blazers, still the same production, still reliable, na nagtitimon ng koponan mo. Arafat will kick it out. Is Capacio. Now slowing it down. Eze. That pick. Just 7 to shoot now for the blue shirts. Arafat will try from outside. Hit one earlier. Make that 2 3-pointers now for Mustafa Arafat.
Now they can build on that. Talking about the Aguilas, for the Blazers, they prefer Arafat to take it from the outside. But even that shot was challenged. Pero maganda lang talaga yung stroke ni Mustafa.
Enot from the corner. Another 3-pointer here for the Blazers. Tuloy ang apoy for Benilde.
Sakit yun dahil you're trying to build momentum and then all of a sudden whatever firepower you threw on the one side, binawi agad sa kabila.
Napakahirap kunin nung 3-pointer na yun ni Mustafa Arafat. Shot clock was winding down. Dito naman sa kabila. Binawi ka agad ito ni Inon. Arafat will try once again. Gets another basket. 5 straight points para kay Mustafa Arafat.
Now they're building some sense of momentum here. Ang gusto mo dito, if you're on the side of Pilipinas Aguilas, couple of stops naman, di ba? About 2-3 in a row, convert on the other end. Now, that would be a good springboard or start for a nice rally.
Nabigla nga itong Pilipinas Aguilas in that first quarter specifically. Trailed by 25, able to only put up 5 points in the first 10 minutes of action. As one break dito para sa Pilipinas Aguilas. Turnover for Benilde. 63-31, still a 32-point lead for the Blazers. Go to Arafat once again. Two-man game with Eze. Attacks this time, loses that basketball. But the Blue Shirts will retain it. Hindi nakuha ni Ancheta ng tuluyan. 14 to shoot for the Blue Shirts. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. So not all is lost here for the Pilipinas Aguilas. They are able to string some of their offensive possessions.
They need that from them. And I would like to believe kaya nandyan din si Capasio no, para may konting spacer sila. Capasio can take one side, De La Cruz can take the other side.
Double digits now para kay Nem De La Cruz with 10. Ujula to Oli. Maamuyan talaga dito ng Benilde Blazers, Shaky.
Read and react. Nakuha ni Ojula. Hindi tumingin yung bantay ni Oli. He snuck behind his defender. Open baseline. Easy basket.
65-33. Close to halfway through our third canto. Capasio now. Attacking Oli. Off the glass. Now on go. Ojula on the board. Cheta now for the Blazers. Goes to Oli. Three-pointer. Another conversion for Matthew Oli. 4 3-pointers now para sa kanya.
Wanted to go to Eusebio. Defender decided to drop to the corner. Anong ginawa ni Oli? Shooting in rhythm.
Shooting in rhythm has been the name of the game for the Benilde Blazers. Talagang part of their system. Lahat ng mga pinupukol nilang 3-pointers dito. Eze with 3 to shoot. Loses the basketball. Another turnover here for the Blue Shirts. Preemptive foul given up here by Nem De La Cruz. That would have been a highlight dito sa kabila kung sakaling hindi na itawagan yun.
And what Coach Raiko is doing and the rest of the coaching staff of the Benilde Blazers is every 5 that they put in, siguro binubulungan all out ka, no? Dahil baka meron silang minutes management din eh. Mabilis ang palitan ng tao. Every time they come in, fresh pair of legs and everyone delivers.
Meanwhile, we go back once again to Kate Reyes for a report. Kate?
Was the bright green light and CSB Blazers went on to attempt at 5-0. I know we're all curious, what did it take for this young team to have this really solid core? Antonio Sebio gladly shared it was showing up in practice and being all willing to learn and improve every single day. And hindi lang sila sa court magkakasama like other Gen Zs hanging out day and night is the key to creating an unbreakable bond. All these, but Eusebio admits they're far from being NCAA ready. And communication is the biggest part of the game that needs to be better. Jaime and Chicky.
Salamat muli, Kate. And Kate mentioned Gen Z. Not sure how much you could still relate to that, Chicky. Just wanting to make sure you understand.
Ano ba ako? Gen X kami, no?
I believe so. I believe
X
so.
kami. X na kami. Salamat, Kate, ha? But
yeah,
no problem with that.
these kids nga, look at the humility then, knowing we're not yet NCAA ready despite, you know, winning big here in Asia Basket, understanding that there's still a lot more to build in terms of their communication, talking about the Benilde Blazers. But so far in this particular matchup, they are showing us that they are in the right direction.
Ganda yun, no? Because of these young lads, these young gentlemen, they're gonna mature properly pagdating ng collegiate wars if it's their turn. When it's their turn, babalikan nila yung mga ganitong laro. No? Wherein they were very disciplined to follow the marching orders. Diba? Yung tinuturo ni Coach Raiko with utmost humility. And then just no swag, just following the instructions and delivering the goods.
Partosa in that previous possession. Talagang maalat pa itong si Partosa after scoring 25 points in that previous victory. para sa Aguilas.
Na-scout na rin eh, di ba? Doon sa benefit of our viewers, these two clubs belong to two different groups. Benilde sa Group B, Pilipinas Aguilas Group A. Kaya nga first ng B and fourth ng A. But even if our tournament is just 8 days, 5 days dyan yung group phase, every game, inaaral na ng mga teams yung kabila. Dahil madali namang panoorin eh. 4 na raw ang ating laruan dito sa Dasmariñas Arena. They stay, they study, they look at the numbers. So para pagdating mo on day 6, which is today, alam mo na sino yung mga babantayan. So the burden of adjustment really falls on both teams. Alam mo babantayan ka na, how will you do it to be able to extricate yourself and to deliver from the offensive end?
And you could argue, Checky, that in terms of the Pilipinas Aguilas and Coach Paulo Layo, may step ahead in terms of reading what Benilde wants to happen.
At doon pumapasok yung familiarity. Doon pumapasok yung sabi ni Kate kanina, yung bonding. Diba? Araw-araw kayong magkasama inside the court, outside the court. Aba, kahit may scouting report na ganito magdalo si Sanchez, si Liwag, si Cometa. If you guys stick together, ang dali mong baguhin. Ikaw ang binabantayan ngayon, ha? Okay, then I'll defer to somebody else. It's easy for them to do that.
Just going back to the bench points nga that you've highlighted prior to the half resuming, 21-0 at the end of those 2 quarters. Kahit sino talaga yung pasok dito, first unit, second unit, even third unit for Coach Raiko, working wonders here for the Blazers. Kick out, Ordonio. Sanchez, another 3 ball. Won't get that to go. Arafat gets the board.
That shot did not go in, but ang gusto ko i-point out noon, Sanchez could have taken it already, but he decided to give it to Ancheta. Ancheta, pinaikot pa yung bola. Umabot ulit kay Sanchez. Didn't go in, but the discipline, going back to your point guard, allowing him to set the play, share that basketball, that's the reason why good things are happening right now for the Blazers.
Foul will be committed here by the Aguilas. Called against J.R. Olegario. Penalty na nga dito ang Aguilas. That is their 5th team foul, which will mean free throws para kay Justin Sanchez.
Walang nag-hero basketball eh. But of course, baba ang shot clock, walang nangyayari. Yun yung swerte mo pag may Tony Inot ka. Kasi bigay mo sa kanya, pwede ka mag-clear out. Pero 90-95% of the time of what I've seen, sa Blazers, no hero basketball. They make sure that everybody touches that based on the system that they're operating.
We saw on the line Justin Sanchez splitting his charities, was speaking to him at the end of that first half, no? And how big of an adjustment it was for him. Nasa CORSA Tires, he is one of the, if not the go-to guy dun sa ating Las Piñas Championship versus now in the Benilde Blazers. He's coming off the bench, more of a role player type, but he's just really embracing that role. And kita naman natin how successful the Benilde Blazers are in the tournament so far. Undefeated and looking to stay that way after this ball game. There's another 3-pointer here for Benilde. Ian Torres joining the 3-point party.
That's tough. Olegario of Aguilas doing an awesome job. Parang wiper na siya sa ibabaw, going left and right. And then when he decided not to close out fully on Torres, Torres decided to take a 3. And unfortunately for the Pilipinas Aguilas, pumasok yung tres si Torres.
Bartosa would miss on another 3-point try. Benilde the chance to extend this 40-point lead now. Drop pass ni Ordonio, anticipated, but look at Sanchez giving them another chance. Ordonio short on that 3. Battle for the rebound. Blue shirts come up with it. Still a minute and 12 left here in our third quarter. Lumobo pa nga ng tuluyan ang lamang dito ng Benilde. Another 3-pointer. Ayaw talaga para kay Bartosa today.
And tough. And then you're going to throw a football pass, touchdown for Cometa, acknowledging that nice pass coming from Allen Liwag.
That was a comet of a pass to Cometa.
Gandang gamit na.
Nanlayo ng pasa, Cheeky, no? Sarafat will miss for the Aguilas. Sanchez to Torres. That won't go. Liwag, another offensive rebound para sa Benilde. Gets that basket to go. This is now a 44-point advantage for the Blazers.
Too huge of gap already. At ang mabigat yan, Pilipinas Aguilas, nasa penalty na. And ang Blazers, only one team foul. So they're playing awesome defense too without having to commit or use up their fouls.
Discipline din nga talaga. Tap pass to Sanchez. Recognition nga by Ian Torres to find that streaking Justine Sanchez to the hoop.
He knew that Olegario was going to meet him in the middle. And this is just too much Blazers here in the third.
The end of the third quarter nga natin, it would be 81-35. This is now a 46-point advantage for the Benilde Blazers against the Pilipinas Aguilas. Babalik tayo with the fourth quarter in just a bit. Before we resume our fourth quarter of action, we have a look at our fans of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets, enjoying this afternoon's festivities, and all smiles from this crowd. Maybe a good guess that they are a Blazers fan, given the outcome that we're seeing right now, 81-35 nga. 46-point lead here for the Benilde Blazers.
Imbitahin na natin yung mga nanonood, no, via our different platforms. Sunod na kayo dito dahil maganda, may mga nagbebenta ng mga snacks sa labas. You can bring your food inside. Fully air-conditioned, very nice venue talaga.
Very nice venue indeed, Chicky. I remember going here yung first day ko sa coverage at that was last Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, and I was really impressed of dito sa Dasmariñas Arena natin sa Cavite.
Some numbers lang here. Jaime, patuloy na maganda yung shooting clip ng CSB. 32 out of 64 noong end of the third quarter, 50% clip. Even from the two-point area, 21 of 41 sa three-point area, 11 of 23. The shooting woes, nag-improve naman for the Aguilas in the two-point area, going 11 of 29, but it's a three-point shooting nila, 4 of 24. And you know what, they've only attempted 4 times from the free throw line. So, walang free throw sa napunta, kundi ako nagkakamali in the third quarter. For the Aguilas, no trip whatsoever from the 4.5-meter line.
One of the areas nga sana na pwede nilang mababa yung kalamangan, and they are the best three-point shooting team. We pointed that out pre-game, but unfortunately for this ball game, the averages catching up to them. Although, as I say that, De La Cruz says, akitin natin a few percentage points. Yun lang three-point shooting, that would be their 5th conversion out of 25 attempts.
How do you do that? 5-0 run, you build on that, di ba? Sabihin na natin, hypothetically, hindi mo masalvage itong game na to, but what you want to see from a team like Pilipinas Aguilas, battle tayo, di ba? Laban tayo. Continue with that small run, build it to as long as you could, and prevent the Benilde Blazers to score para may baba yung kalamang.
Able to prevent them from scoring in that instance. Nice interior defense as Sanchez looks to escape once again, unable to get that finish underneath. Aguilas, sabi mo nga, stringing some points, looking to add more in this possession. Another three-point try. That's off. Rebound battle. Babalik sa Aguilas ang bola. So one of the few times that they are able to get that offensive rebound since Benilde really lording it over them in the first 3.
Dias was very conscious in trying to see if others could help. That's how cerebral this young lad is, Martin Dias. He saw sumabat open for that three-point area. Sige, diba? Subok ka because at this point, nothing to lose, everything to gain if you're on the side of Pilipinas Aguilas.
Bubunot ka na nga lang talaga that who might be able to get you that spark. Talking about it, ng Pilipinas Aguilas. Got a couple of players in double figures. Ito nga, Nem de la Cruz leading them so far with 15. But talagang dito naman sa kabila, it has been pretty much everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe Ordonio gets that basket to go. Kobe Ordonio so far with 4.
Hirap bantayan kung saan manggagaling yung sources of points ng Benilde because everyone is already activated.
Mainit na lahat, no? Ordonio once again, flying through the hoop, won't go. Sanchez, second opportunity, ayaw pa rin. One of the stops that you're hoping for if you're an Aguilas fan. Nem de la Cruz, strong to the hoop. Ayaw din.
And for our basketball fans who are not yet aware, yung pangalan na binabanggit mo kanina pa, si Ordonio, obviously coming from good lineage of basketball players.
Speaking of Kobe Ordonio, he gives us our drive of the game. Brought to you by Jabber Motocom. Make rides more fun.
Anak ni John Ordonio. So talagang alam mong mahusay.
And I hope our viewers still know who John Ordonio is. If you do, then I have a good guess kung ilang taon na po kayo.
If you do, ano bang kabatch ko kayo?
So we take a look at Coach Paulo Layog earlier on the bench of the Pilipinas Aguilas nga. A bit of a bittersweet, I guess, matchup that he's watching right now despite this huge deficit nga of his team, the Pilipinas Aguilas. May konting tuwa siguro that seeing how the Benilde Blazers are performing as well. De La Cruz will be fouled in that attack to the hoop.
Now looking at the bench of Pilipinas Aguilas, wala. Both imports are not on the floor. Eze is not on the floor. Arafat is not on the floor. And Coach Paulo Layo giving some burn dito sa even the third unit and the second unit ng kanyang ball club.
6:40 left in the final quarter. 85-40. Still a 45-point lead here for the Benilde Blazers. Nag-umpisa nga sa kanila nung first quarter with that 25-point lead. 30-5. And they really didn't look back. Talagang binuhos pa for the past 2 quarters.
If you score in single digits sa dalawang quarters, kadalasan yan yung magiging downfall na no? Because 5 points in the first quarter, 9 in the third. Although the Aguilas produced 21 in the second, parang too deep of a ditch na, no? Yung kanilang nabagsakan.
Masyado ng malalim yung kanilang deficit for them to overcome. But that second quarter, kita naman natin that the Aguilas can hang with this Benilde squad.
Kasi dun sa quarter na yun, kapatid, 25-21 ang quarter scoring dun. Pwede, di ba? But that was when the bigs, Eze and Arafat, were consciously feeding off each other. No? Interior passing, high-low. That's when some of the Aguilas were crashing the boards and trying to get second chance opportunities. But the moment they watch the ball and they rely on it to go in the first attack, tas sa opposite side, ang Blazers, magandang release but people are still going down inside for the rebound. Doon nagkakaroon ng huge disparity.
Yun nga, lumaki talaga ang agwat ang dalawang kupunan na ito. As another shot clock violation will be called here against the Pilipinas Aguilas. Some players here talking about what went wrong. And a lot really has not gone the Aguilas' way this afternoon.
I would always hear coaches. I won't be surprised if Coach Paulo Layog has mentioned this already to the team. Halimbawa, sa ganitong sitwasyon, no? You're down by 44 points, 5:35. Sabihin mo ng mathematically possible but highly improbable na makahabol, no? But what coaches would say, well, and again, I would be surprised if Coach Paulo mentioned this, play for the point. You know, play for the possession. Don't play for the score. Let it be every possession, pag nakashoot ka, panalo ko. Diba? If I score on you on this one, even if I'm down by 34, panalo ko. Because that would really build the character of the team and the morale of the players.
Yeah, you really would want to end in a positive note. However way you can muster yung positive experience na yan. This is likely their last game here in our CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. And experience naman na gusto mong maalala dito sa Asia Basket would be something a bit more positive despite this huge deficit.
Some coaches would even say, okay, talo tayo first 3 quarters, let's own the fourth. Diba, 0-0. Let's say, wala na, hindi na talaga mahabol. 0-0 tayo sa fourth quarter. Minsan pa nga, I would hear coaches in my years of coverage, let's say, kalahati na ng fourth quarter. And it seems impossible to catch up. They'll say, okay, at this point on, from this point on, it's 0-0. Anything na pwede mong paghugutan ng aral, di ba? Na pwede mong bitbitin. Might not be the next game here dahil kung matalo ka, uwi ka na eh. Di ba? Pero sa next edition ng Asia Basket, alam ko magkakaroon eh. Di ba? Very, very soon. So, build it up from that. Lalo na if you're gonna keep a lot of these players as your core in the next Asia Basket or in other tournaments.
The Pilipinas Aguilas nga has been kind of a household name dito sa ating
diba?
sa Asia Basket.
So, alam mo yung not just the winning tradition, but the winning attitude, but also the playing attitude regardless of the outcome.
Makita mo nga yung energy na in the first half pa lang, hinahanap mo na. They are able to give just a little bit extra if you are the Pilipinas Aguilas. Something that you could take away. Coach Enzo, Coach Paolo likely be looking for with 3:55 left in this game.
One missing link yan. In my observation, yung shooting ni Bederi, no? Darius Bederi. I've seen him before in other tournaments. I've seen him in the 3x3 field. That man can shoot, but probably experience a slump right now, which happens to the best of them. I just hope that he gets to get out of that funk and start shooting well again.
Really not the best shooting night, both from the 2-point and 3-point area for the Aguilas, which has been their main weapon, especially in the victories during the prelims. 5 of 28 after that Bederi miss. So, isipin mo talagang yun na lang yung isa sa mga weapons mo in order for you to get close or maybe, take advantage of, but it hasn't really been there for them all afternoon.
Scoring has actually dipped here in the fourth dahil both teams have produced only 6 points apiece. But Indian in favor, of course, of the Aguilas dahil they're still down by 46.
Foul will be whistled here. Vanguardia will go to the line for a couple. Nem de la Cruz is the culprit. So hats off though to Nem de la Cruz, has been that lone scorer here for the Pilipinas Aguilas. We did say that the imports no longer fielded in here. Arafat will finish with 11, Eze with 10. I'm not sure if they would still be back into this ball game with 3 and 12. Likely hindi na. And it is Nem de la Cruz who is still on the floor here for the Pilipinas Aguilas with 16 so far.
Now this is a very strong message that the Blazers are sending to the rest of the field, no? Kasi meron pa tayong 3 laro for the quarters. Kung sino man ang makakatapat nila sa semifinals, which is bukas. Okay? Laking mensahe ito. They are on point. They're connecting, tumatama sa labas. They're committing what? I'm gonna look, turnovers ng Blazers ngayon. 9. And we're nearing the end of the game. So, that's a very, very strong message you're sending across the other teams.
And the team that they would be facing is actually the winner of the second game that we have today, Chicky. Talking about the game between the Makati Circus Music Festival and Shawarma Shack. A 2 versus 3 matchup that would be immediately following this game between Benilde and the Aguilas. So, I'm sure may mga nanonood na rin dito. Trying to prepare for that in case they would be punching their own semifinal ticket.
Some new faces here for the Aguilas, apart from the usual suspects getting some minutes, some burn.
Talk about the importance of that, Chicky. It is only about a little over 2 minutes left in this ball game, and getting those reps in for your young guys.
Kasi hindi lang naman ito siguro yung competition na sinasalihan ng Pilipinas Aguilas, diba? You'd like to to believe that meron pa silang ibang tournaments that they join in. And what you want is for people deep in that bench to see some action. Ibang practice, ibang laro. Galing mo sa ensayo, you do the drills, you sweat it out. But when you set foot in a place like this, ganito kaganda, Dasmariñas Arena, it's air-conditioned, you got top caliber referees, you got a good announcer in them, you have the broadcast here, cameras and fans. Uy, biglang mag-iiba, no? Yung ihip ng hangin. So, good for these other players of the Aguilas and even the Benilde Blazers to get some action.
The lights are on no? And,
Oh, yeah.
Nanonood si Cheeky Reyes sa'yo. Pressure talaga yan. Still 2 and 12 left in this ball game, 90-41. 49-point lead here for the Blazers. Able to get that basket to go para sa Aguilas. Here the Blazers would look to hit the century mark. Be a mini goal for them as well. By the way, that last 2 minutes is brought to you by Grab Kitchen. Saktong-sakto. Tangalihan ka na ba, JG?
Oo nga eh. I-grab na nga yan.
I-Grab Kitchen na natin. For sure. Not gonna lie, I have used that a few times.
Pag manalo ang Blazers, sino makakatapat, kapatid?
Yep, the Blazers are waiting for the winner of Shawarma Shack and Makati Circus Music Festival.
Yung second game after.
Following itong first game natin. So this is just the first of 4 games at sa inyo ng Asia Basket ngayong araw. All quarterfinals matchups ang meron tayo. Later on, it would be Shawarma Shack and Makati Circus Music Festival nga. The winner would be facing off against the Benilde Blazers in the semifinals. Later as well, we have the Mysore Mustangs going up against CORSA Tires. Gerald Anderson and their squad looking to upset the JR Kawaling-led Mysore Mustangs. As we look at our assist of the game, brought to us by our friends from Fiber Blaze. Nothing beats local.
That has been also one key element sa laro ng Blazers. 24 assists so far in this match.
And I guess in a tournament sponsored by Fiber Blaze, the Benilde Blazers, may konting extra talagang baon. Just going back to the games that we have today, the day would be closed out by Statham Academy going up against the hometown team, the Dasmariñas Monarchs. And I'm pretty sure this arena will be packed for that game.
I wonder if Martin Reyes will be playing in the Dasmariñas Monarchs team. Last I heard is that he's part of the lineup, ang butihing konsehal, if I'm not mistaken, of Dasmariñas. Former UP player, mahusay Tomekada from 3-point country.
Beautiful stroke as well.
Oo.
So last 44 seconds of this game. Conversion on the other end para kay Bederi. If you are this Blazer squad, immaculate record at the end of prelims. Make that 5 straight now in this impending victory. So, talagang a team to watch out for. Maybe from pre-tournament favorites, just might have stamped their way through being the favorite.
Eh, ganito ka ganda pa naman yung laro mo. They shot 40% from, or they continue to shoot well from the outside, 40% right now from 3-point area, 11 of 27. And for you to produce 33 of your 90 from that distance, that's huge. That says a lot about how well you prepared for the game.
That is our final buzzer. 90-43 would be our final score line in favor of the Benilde Blazers. 47-point victory for the Raiko Toraman-led squad against Coach Paulo Layog na. So, some bittersweet experience para sa kanya.
The only quarter that CSB scored under double digits, 9, no? But nakipagsabayan na lang with Pilipinas Aguilas as 8. But really that 5 in the first, 9 in the third, and 8 in the fourth really took its toll dito sa Pilipinas Aguilas.
Ito nga ang ating final score muli, 90-43. The Aguilas struggled just throughout the ball game actually, outside of that second quarter. But the Benilde Blazers, made it consistent, strong start, at even talagang poured it on despite that big lead. Dinagdagan pa nga nila.
At yung pagpili ho namin ng best player na makikita nyo mamaya, we didn't choose the player na nag-score lang ng malaki, okay? But the player, at least from the Benilde Blazers, who made the huge impact of what making sure that Ese and Arafat didn't really stamp their authority, went up for those extra rebounds, ran the floor, ran the break, finished with good layups, timely layups, tsaka yung return of investment, mataas ang porsyento pag pumupunta sa kanya. So yun yung reason why we chose itong best player natin.
And let's go to our best player of the game, who is with our Kate Reyes.
There we have it. Aguilas were burned alive by this blazing workhorse, and we have here Alan Liwag. Alan, congratulations. There's no lone man in CSB. Everyone's reliable. Once na makuha ang bola, alam nyo ang gagawin.
Siguro sa team namin, yung decision making yung isang pinaka-factor kasi bawat isa naman sa amin tiwala yung coaches, tiwala din kami sa mga teammates namin na kaya yun, siguro reads na lang din sa game and sundin namin yung system namin.
Alan, yung coach nyo, si Coach Raiko, ngayon very storied coach, both locally and internationally. Can you share what it's like to be mentored by him?
Siguro yung number one kay Coach Raiko, pag siya yung naging coach mo, na-experience namin is yung discipline. Sobrang laking factor kay Coach Raiko yun. And sobrang structured din ang system niya. Kung ano yung gusto niya ipagawa, yun yung sinusunod lang din namin. And lahat, defensively and offensively. Yun.
Alan, last, it's your time to shine. Greet.
Una-una gusto ko magpasalamat kay Lord sa mga blessings na binigay niya and sa panalo na to. And binabati ko din yung family ko, yung parents ko na nasa Dubai, yung mga kapatid ko, at yung mga kaibigan ko. Sina Boss Frank, thank you po, Boss Jacob, Boss JR, kina Coach Charles, sa mga teammates ko, kay Tony Inot, kay Gab Gumeta, kay Joel Ancheta, and kay Eman din na andayong pasa, pati si Tony. And Room 207, and sa lahat, buong CSB community, and sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa amin. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Grabe yun. That is all. Back to you, Jaime and Chicky.
Thank you once again, Kate, and congratulations, Alan Liwag, our best player of the game. Coming up next nga po, the Shawarma Shack will go up against the Makati Circus Music Festival. Winner would go on and face ang kapapanalo nga lang na Benilde Blazers. So stay tuned lamang po para dyan sa matchup na yan. Your thoughts dito sa ating kakatapos lamang na victory of the Benilde Blazers.
Blazing start, blazing game, blazing finish para sa CSB, College of St. Benilde Blazers. Sinabi na nga ni Mr. Liwag kanina, everyone has a role to play. They played the role and he put premium on one word, diba? Discipline. And that, I think, is the reason why they are on top and they won this game.
And that would be a wrap for game number 1 of this 4-game slate today. Magpapaalam lang kami saglit ni Chicky and Kate Reyes sa pagbalik namin game number 2 between the Shawarma Shack and Makati Circus.
Life is the will to power. The desire to dominate and reshape the world, to conquer, to reign, to rule the streets. The challenge awaits. Will you answer the call and dominate with total control?